So, rewind a few weeks. The guitar that I was using does not handle thicker strings. I mean, this is tuned down to B standard, and it was not happening on that guitar. If there's any guitar companies out there that want to throw me a bone and send me something that I can go down to these tunings in, because generally I'm a 6-string guy. So if you know anybody in the industry that wants to have a guitar featured every time I do these down tuning vids, so yeah, if you know anyone that wants to throw me a guitar for extended tunings, just 6 strings, or what do they call them, a baritone, I will appreciate it. Preferably with an Evertune bridge, because goddamn, tuning these lower tunings is a pain in the ass. And I was lamenting the fact that when I try to do down-tuned stuff, drop-tuned stuff, you know, in B, things like that, well, none of my guitars were really set up for it. They were set up for regular, you know, old person tunings. So the nuts were never right, and the actual setup wasn't, the scale length was never right. So I put out a little bit of a plea that if there's any luthiers watching that want to see their guitar featured in all of my downtuning videos, to send me, you know, something that can stay in tune good. And so I got the 5-string now for the lower frequencies with the Glarry. Nobody really come up with anything, so I was getting desperate that I needed a guitar that was good for lower tunings. So Owen gets drunk one night, and Owen watches YouTube, and I really like Jared Dines.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. So, without a doubt, I think the #1 question that I always get is, what is the best guitar you've ever played? So today I want to make a video just to put it out there so you guys would know if you ever have that question again, this is the video where I answer it and why.
So I'm a big fan of Jared Dines. I think the Djent 2019, the video that he did with Stevie T was just amazing. So I thought, if anybody knows lower tunings, it's him, because that he is the Djent god. And then I see this video where he says my favorite guitar of all time is, so I fast forward to where he reveals what guitar it is, because I know that it's going to start selling and the prices are going to go up. So I actually find one, and it's really cheap. And here it is. If you're not familiar with my channel and you're wondering why I have these eye pokers sticking out of it, it's a long story. Basically, I have to get to 100 on the Valhalla sausage meter of patrons before I cut my strings. It was a joke I did 2 years ago, and it's bit me in the ass. 2 years later, I've been dealing with that nonsense. I know I've made fun of Ibanez in the past. 1-800-MOSQUITO is my, if you want help with your Ibanez guitar, just call my hotline, 1-800-MOSQUITO. Also, it was just like an inside joke in the channel. So I thought, like, he is definitely gonna know what he's talking about when it comes to lower, you know, the fat strings. I didn't watch all of the video.
This guitar right here is the best guitar that I've ever played in the entire world. And it is my favorite guitar. It's a neck-through guitar. I just remembered this guitar also always has a problem where the G string goes sharp. I remember playing shows way back when I was 14, 15 years old. Couldn't keep this G string in tune, but 4 or 5 times a song I would just tug on it just to make sure it was good, and it would always work. It was the weirdest thing. Still does it. So this, to me, is the best guitar that I have ever played. Probably not going to be the best guitar that you ever play, but I think that's the point. The guitar that I have invested over 15 years of playing into, what I kind of grew up understanding, put my soul and blood and sweat and tears into, that's the guitar, for me, that's the best guitar that I've ever played. Even though it's just this little rinky-dink $350, it has so many problems, it connects with me the most. So there's my answer to that question. If you ever wonder, I'm just going to send you this link.
Because in the video, he specifically says, oh, by the way, this thing goes out of tune all the time, which is my biggest problem. And oh my God, this thing will not stay in tune.
The tuning knobs have been replaced to locking tuners.
everything I could think of, and I'm good at setups, right? I've filed the nut for the right size strings. I've put, you know, Big Ben's nut sauce on these, which is basically lubricant, so that it helps slide through, keep everything in tune. This thing will not stay tuned. I tried everything. I put my pickups in it, you know, because it sounded like ass. It sounded like ass, and it still kind of sounds like ass, even with my pickups in it. Don't watch YouTube drunk. I've never been an Ibanez guy, and Jared, I'm sure he loves his guitar because it's what he learned on. It's the one he played the most in his life. So obviously your muscle memory is going to come flooding back with this. The way it sits, the way it plays, I hate it with a passion. Is it in tune now? Kinda. Do I have a pick? No fretting. So obviously I can't do a video on drunk eBaying, drunk YouTube watching without playing you out with something. And this is the bass player for Voivod, the ex-bass player, Blackie, has his own pedal range out. So I just threw these in front of an amp and went for it. I think what I hate most about this is the bridge. What I like about Gibsons, speaking of old men, the break-off point for the string is the most important aspect. And when you're going through the body, round one corner, then over a rounded, which on paper is good for tuning, but this channel, there's so much play in this channel that the string goes through is insane. And it's got a rounded edge when it goes into the actual groove that's in the top. Now a rounded edge is just going to steal energy. Like roller nuts, roller saddles, it steals energy from the string. So your stain is going to suffer. It's not going to be as sharp and as pronounced. So the sharp edge on a Gibson, say an SG, that is it goes over the angle, right off a sharp edge, and that's like ping. It's like hitting a ruler off the side of a desk. If you do it off the side of a rolled desk, a round ball, your ruler's not going to go for as long. I'm not sure if I'm making sense. But yeah, the anchor points are the most important things, and this is garbage. This nut is fucking horrible. Actually, it's the most amazing guitar that I've ever played, and it will be for sale soon. You did it again. These lower tunings. I'm just going to cave and just get a Loomis guitar or something. Oh yeah, by the way, this riff is from a series called Does It Doom, and there's a channel now called Does It Doom. So I got to change the name. Hilariously, I was going to call it Fuzz Wars, because I said in the first video years ago, I said, you know, I declare Fuzz War. And there's a channel that does a series on fuzzes called Fuzz War. Of course there is. So yeah, what am I going to call the series? It's to do with the lower tuning and the doomier, sludgier, grindier styles of music. So, but I need a guitar for it, and this one failed. But hey, I got a story out of it, right? And thanks to my patrons at Tone, Richard P and Co. You guys are awesome. We're getting up there. I have to change that to 74, going up, getting towards that magic 100. So thanks to Kevin S, Todd R, and Jake M. These are the newest guys that signed up, and they keep these speakers flapping. All right, chaps, there's going to be Fat Strings Friday next Friday, where I go through the Blackie blow bass pedal. Have a good one, chaps. Circle of Town.